Welcome back, everyone. The Raiders are making headlines with their new leadership duo, and we're breaking it all down.
Yeah, it's Coach Pete Carroll and General Manager John Spytek. It's a fascinating pairing on paper, for sure.
Carroll, the veteran with a Super Bowl ring from his time in Seattle, is coming off a year of reflection, and he's now joining forces with Spytek, a first-time GM who's climbed the ranks.
What does this blend of experience and fresh perspective hold for the Raiders?
That's what we're diving into today.
Right off the bat, the energy at their introductory press conference was something else. It wasn't just for show. You could feel a real excitement.
Even Marshawn Lynch was there to show support.
Exactly. It really shows the pull Carroll has around the league.
And when Carroll talked about bringing energy and juice to the Raiders, it pointed to something special brewing in this partnership. It feels like more than just a coach and a GM working together.
Definitely. It feels like a true collaboration, like they're ready to shake things up.
Now, let's not forget Carroll, at 73, isn't simply coming out of retirement. He took a year to reconnect with the core of football, just like he did before his incredible run at USC.
It's interesting you say that because he mentioned spending time just playing catch, emphasizing a return to the fundamentals of the game.
It really shows his mindset going into this. And it makes you wonder, will this renewed perspective translate into success with the Raiders?
Well, this period of reflection wasn't just about revisiting basics for Carroll. He really dove into the evolution of offensive and defensive schemes, studying trends and really analyzing how the game has changed.
That's a great point. He's not just relying on past successes. He's actively adapting to the current NFL landscape.
Exactly. In interviews, he's talked about how this time away let him break down the modern game and strategize how to counter these new approaches.
That kind of proactiveness could be huge for the Raiders. Now, let's shift gears to Spytek. His vision is all about building a team with strong character. He's really emphasized what it means to be a Raider.
And how vital shared values are to success.
Absolutely.
But his focus on character is more than just a nice idea. He's laid out specific traits he wants: accountability, resilience, a real team-first mentality.
It's evident in his early draft picks, prioritizing players known for their work ethic and leadership qualities as much as raw talent.
It's like he's initiating a cultural reset, moving the Raiders away from that perception of being all about individual talent and flash,
and towards a team culture where everyone buys into a shared vision both on and off the field.
Precisely. And that kind of cohesion could be the missing piece the Raiders have been searching for. This character-driven approach really seems to mesh with Carroll's coaching philosophies.
That's a good point.
Remember how Carroll built that dynasty at USC?
Yeah.
It was all about fostering a culture of competition and accountability.
Right.
So while their approaches may appear different at first glance, there could be a really strong synergy there.
I see what you're saying. It seems like they're both emphasizing a return to those core values just from different angles. Carroll with the focus on fundamental football and Spytek on character. This shared vision could be the foundation for a cultural shift the Raiders really need.
Now let's bring in the Tom Brady factor.
Okay.
Both Carroll and Spytek were clearly drawn to the opportunity to work with him, even with his minority ownership and low profile.
It's interesting you bring that up. Brady keeps a low profile, but his presence still looms large.
For sure.
Both Carroll and Spytek had great things to say about Brady's competitive spirit and his insights into the game.
It seems like they view him as a valuable asset even if he's not on the field.
Absolutely. And his role goes beyond just offering insights. Brady is actively involved in shaping the team culture.
That's right. He's working closely with Spytek on scouting and player evaluations.
Interesting.
They're really emphasizing the importance of finding players who fit the team's new ethos, not just talented players.
So it's almost like Spytek is the architect, building the team structure.
Yeah.
And Brady is the interior designer, ensuring the players brought in have the right character and mentality to cultivate a winning atmosphere.
That's a great analogy. And of course, we can't forget Mark Davis, the owner.
Right.
He's been very vocal about wanting stability and a return to that winning tradition.
He's taken a real gamble with this leadership team, putting his faith in their ability to turn things around.
Absolutely. And you can't overlook his role in all of this. He's been actively involved in every step, from hiring Carroll and Spytek to bringing Brady on board.
He's clearly invested in this new era, both literally and figuratively.
His willingness to embrace a new direction, to really think outside the box, speaks volumes about his commitment to finding a winning formula for the Raiders.
So we have a legendary coach, a rising GM, a silent partner in Brady, and an owner who's all in.
It's a lot of big personalities and ambitions. How do you see this all playing out?
It's definitely a complex situation with a lot of moving parts.
For sure.
But the most interesting aspect is how all these different elements could actually complement each other.
Carroll's experience, Spytek's new perspective, Brady's influence, and Davis's commitment. It could create a really dynamic force in the league.
It's certainly got potential, but there are definitely challenges.
Of course.
Can they overcome the Raiders' past struggles and build a lasting legacy of success?
That's the million-dollar question. Only time will tell. But the early signs are promising. The energy, the vision, the commitment are all there.
It's now up to Carroll, Spytek, Brady, and the players to make it happen.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the players in all this. They're the ones who will determine if this experiment succeeds or fails.
That's a good point. They have to buy into Carroll's coaching style.
Right. And embody those character traits that Spytek is looking for.
Can they harness Brady's energy and wisdom without letting his legacy overshadow them?
That's a big question. The players are not just pieces in this game.
Right. They have their own ambitions and personalities.
How they respond to this new leadership and this cultural shift will be crucial for the team's future.
The Raiders have a roster full of seasoned veterans and young talent.
Guys like Max Crosby and Josh Jacobs have proven themselves as leaders.
But how will they adapt to this new environment, to this focus on character and accountability?
And what about the younger players?
The ones hungry to make their mark. How will they fit into this evolving team dynamic?
This story is about more than just X's and O's.
It's about the human side of football, the personalities, the relationships, the egos, and the pursuit of a common goal.
And that's what makes this new era for the Raiders so fascinating. It's not just about winning games.
It's about rebuilding a franchise, changing the culture, redefining what it means to be a Raider.
It's a story that's still being written.
Will this unlikely alliance bring the Raiders back to glory?
Or will it fall apart under the pressure? We'll have to wait and see.
But one thing's for sure, the Raiders are back in the spotlight.
And the NFL landscape is a lot more interesting because of it.
We'll be keeping a close eye on their progress
Analyzing their decisions.
and providing insights into this fascinating new chapter for the Raiders.
So stick with us as we explore this evolving story of ambition, strategy, and the pursuit of dominance on the gridiron.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.